and the fabric of the family has really deteriorated since, I think, it's been a while.
Hi Just Angie viewers, my name is Shelmith Mugo. This is the Lifestyle Thursday. We are here with the Ecclesia of Helps. We are continuing on our conversation on teenage pregnancies that we started last week. Last week we were looking at the statistics of the teenage pregnancies and also why the group chose to focus on teenage pregnant girls. And today we have a new member on set, Sheila. I'll ask you to introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. My name is Sheila Muhoro. I'm a mother, and I am very passionate about anyone who is vulnerable in our society.
Thank you, Sheila. You were with Lucy last time. Yes. So today we are going to look at the causes and the challenges of teenage pregnancies. So to start with, the causes of teenage pregnancies. We know there is this breakdown in the society because so many people are living in the urban areas and we don't have that communal approach of raising children or even disciplining children. So probably, Sheila, you can tell us how the breakdown of the social fabric has caused an increase in the teenage pregnancies.
Yeah, thank you, Shelmith. It is true, we are now very modernized, and the fabric of the family has really deteriorated since, I think, it's been a while. And now that the fathers are very busy, the parents are very busy, the children are also very busy, we find that the fathers, where their role was to direct, now they are a little bit not there because of the busyness of the day. So secondly, the community is not, as earlier said by Pastor Angie, you are afraid to be seen doing not the right thing. So the community now is not standing as it was before. So those are some of the signs that our social value has decreased, and we really, really need to work hard as a society to come back.
Thank you, Sheila. Kindly, Lucy, weigh in onto the causes of teenage pregnancies.
Thank you, Shelmith. So one major cause of teenage pregnancies is poverty. So what we realize is for those who, they don't have so much income, what happens is the parents once in a while would ask the girls to go out and look for income. And these are people who have no skills. So they tend to now, sort of like sell themselves so that they can be able to get some money, And the other thing now with the poverty mindset, I think, also, it's the value that maybe the parents and the society place on the girls is not very high. So at the end of the day, what they could also decide is, let's marry off the girls early, and because they don't think they'll add value, So I think that poverty mindset and the whole poverty element also just weighs in on this issue.
Thank you. Yeah. We also want to look at the challenges that these girls face because there are a myriad of challenges that they face. So probably starting with Sheila, you can tell us some of the challenges that they face.
Yeah, the challenges that we found from our research is that once a girl is pregnant, she brings the baby to term, the education factor goes, no one is there to take care of the education factor. So she loses out on the education, she has to find other ways of making money and raising the child. So coming back to education is a big, big challenge. So for these teenage girls, as we're going to do as the Ecclesia of Helps, is to try and get a safe house of some sort. But it is a big thing for the education of the teenage girls.
Okay. Any other?
Apart from teenage, there's also the psychological effect. I think Lucy will talk about that a little bit more. But imagine as 15, bringing in a child. You're a child yourself. How do you start adjusting to just being a mother? That's a really, really big psychological trauma. So that is also a big I think it's something that we really need to address as a community, even as a mothers, to start talking to your children. You brought a child into the world. Okay, how is your psychological state?
Because actually the suicide cases among the teenage pregnant girls are really going up, and we really need to do something. So Lucy, also weigh into some of the challenges that these girls go through.
Yeah, maybe just to build up on the mental aspect. I mean, what comes with being a teenager and being pregnant is, you just feel like life is over. Life is over. You have no meaning, no purpose. you know. So what we also looked at is how is it that we can be able to show these girls you matter, you know. You matter and you can be someone in society, and this is not the end of it, you know. So we are going to try and also address, you know, the mental health and just build the girls up, you know, build them into now the future society.
Okay. Because the other thing, it was a cause of teenage pregnancy, but I believe it's also one of the challenges that these girls face. That is poverty. Because if you're a teenage pregnant girl, then you drop out of school, imagine the opportunities that you lost. So Sheila, I want you to weigh in into the poverty aspect as a challenge of the teenage pregnant girls.
Well, you know, it's such a traumatic scenario, because you go into looking for something better for your family. Your family is not in a good position. And then you find as a teenage girl now, you find yourself in compromising situations. So then you get pregnant. And it's not your fault because the family is the way it is. But then what do you do now? So helping the girls to get skill, I think, is also something that we will be looking into as a Ecclesia of Helps, how to get girls skilled up, so that they can also contribute to the economy, contribute to the family, so that they're not at the level they started off at.
Okay, thank you. And Lucy, can you weigh into the issue of going back to school, the girls being sensitized so that they can go back to school, because now we even have a return to school policy.
Yes, thank you, Shelmith. Yes, there is a return to school policy. It has not been widely publicized, but in essence, what it means is it wants to encourage the girls, after now they've had their children, to be able to go back to school. And the school and the, you know, the principals, the teachers, the entire society should be able to encourage them and embrace them, you know, because they can still be able to go back to school and maybe, you know, leave the child with their parents or someone, yeah. So that what we want to do is encourage, you know, even going to the schools, sensitizing the head teachers on, you know, about this policy, and just asking them how can we also help. And also just trying to talk maybe to their fellow, you know, pupils, just to show them that, yes, this has happened, but this girl also deserves the kind of education that the rest of you are having, you know. So that's one of the passions that we have, you know, just to try and make sure the girls continue with education.
Thank you very much for watching. See you next time as we continue with the conversation. Bye.
Bye.